We have to change from doubter to believer.
Good morning, DTV, and welcome to the Burnley versus Liverpool preview at Anfield. So, welcome DTV, and welcome to the preview for Liverpool v Burnley at Anfield on Thursday night. So, I'll just wait for a few of you to come on and join me here live. And as always, I'm going to start with what the Liverpool Echo is saying with regards to team news and with regards to certain things that could be happening on Thursday. Hope you like my new Champions wall behind me with the trophies here. Thanks to Dan Wardle who sent me that, incredible. He's also sent me some amazing snoods, which are boss. If you look at them, look, to go around your face. I'll get it the right way because of the camera. Yeah, absolutely boss. And this one as well, so that's really quality. And yeah, the flag's behind me, and the Shankly lamp as well, which is boss as well. So cheers for Dan for that. So yeah, so Burnley on Thursday. I could, out of all the Premier League clubs after our goal drought, this is probably the last club that we would want to be playing on a Thursday, because you know what Burnley are going to do. They're going to be exactly the same as Man United. They're going to camp at the back. They're going to be playing long balls, and this is why I think it's huge that we go with Joel Matip for this game. Now, what I'm going to do is, rather than use my board at the moment, I'm going to wait until I buy a new one, which is a bit easier to use, like a proper tripod board. I'll buy that next. I'm just going to go through with you what I think our 11 should be. So mix it up a little bit. So, with regards to Liverpool v Burnley, it starts off pretty simple. And it starts off with, morning Stephen, morning Scott. It starts off simply with Alisson in goal. As simple as that. The man was outstanding. He's the best goalkeeper in the world by a mile. So Alisson starts in goal. Now, the right back, for me, is simple. Trent is getting better. He was poor against Southampton, but he just needs to stop trying to hit the David Beckham balls all the time. Get it into feet, get back out wide, overlap, get it in the box. And the strikers need to get in the box. So Trent gets the nod at right back. I will stick it on my board and take a photo later, so you'll see my lineup on this link, but I'm just going to go through it with you while we're on the video. So alongside him, the best centre-back in the world at the moment, Fabinho. He is that good. So Fabinho alongside Trent in the defence so far, with Alisson in the net. Then this man has to play against Burnley, Joel Matip, because they are going to be pumping the balls in the box to Chris Wood and to Barnes, and they are going to be a handful. So Joel Matip, he's been in training now. You know what Klopp's like. I did say that I didn't have Matip in my starting 11 based on the fact that Klopp doesn't like to play players that haven't trained for at least a week. Now by Thursday, he's trained a week. Joel Matip will start alongside Fabinho, in my opinion. So at the moment we've got Alisson, Trent, Fabs and Matip. And the great Scotsman at left back, Andrew Robertson, again needs to stop trying to blast it in the box all the time for these three strikers. They need a goal. Get past a man and set it on an absolute nutshell for them. Just literally give a tap into one of them. Yeah, they need confidence. Let's hope we go out and blast Burnley and get that confidence back, just like we did Palace. So far we've got Alisson, we've got Trent, Fabs, Matip and Robbo at left back. Now, my midfield. I think he's going to mix it up a bit. I don't think Gini Wijnaldum will start. I genuinely don't think he'll start this game. I'm going for Curtis Jones to get the nod. Curtis Jones starting in midfield. Because I think this lad, when he came on, a little bit of trickling, a little bit of movement. I think he deserves another chance in the 11. So Curtis Jones to start for me. With this man, Thiago, getting better and better. I could not believe TalkSport yesterday. Now I like TalkSport because I love football, so I like the debates that go on it, but you get some ludicrous crap. And the fact that that Adrian Durham, or whatever his bloody name is, said that this guy is slowing Liverpool down and is overrated more or less, and it's judging him on 6 games, his Anfield debut. Ridiculous. This man is absolutely world class and ran the midfield against Manchester United. He starts alongside Curtis Jones. And the one and only Captain Henderson back in midfield. For me, that's the midfield that has to play. Thiago, Jones and Henderson. Because, you know, Jones is good round the edge of the box. His little bit of turning, his little bit of moving. I think he could be more creative than Gini Wijnaldum, because Wijnaldum doesn't create anything. And we don't need defensive midfielders in for a game against Burnley. We need all the players that can unlock defence. And I know a lot he's going to say Shaqiri, but wait for it. So Henderson in the midfield with Curtis Jones and Thiago. Now up top, I'm going for Jordan. Where is he gone? You have to apologise for Shaqiri because my son spilt a bit of tea on his head. So I had to cut the top of his head off. So sorry Jordan, you're bold again, lad. So I'm going to go for Shaqiri starting behind. It won't be 4-4-3, 4-3-3 in my opinion. Shax will play just off Salah and Mane as a 2. I think Bobby Firmino will be on the bench. That's just my opinion. So Shaqiri behind Mo and Sadio. He's got to change something, Jurgen Klopp. In my opinion, the 4-3-3, it's not working. We need to direct change it somehow. I would go 4-3-1-2. Simple. I do it on Football Manager. I know this ain't Football Manager, but sometimes you have to vary your formations. He did it at Man City, he played all 4. Who says he might do that again? Who knows? But I'm going for that. I'm going for Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Matip must start, has to start, alongside Fabs. Left back Andrew Robertson, and then the midfield 3, Curtis Jones, Thiago and Henderson. That already makes me feel great, just saying that. Henderson in midfield and that Thiago and Jones. And the front 3, play Shaqiri just behind, in that little hole, so he can thread it through, and then have Mane and Salah, rather than being out here, right? Get him inside, get him in the channels, get him in the bit where they can get in the box more. Play 2 up front and play Shaqiri behind. That's just my opinion. Who's a clown? Just reading some of the comments a minute. Oh, now the comments are gone. Oh, right. Anyway, yeah. So I'll sort that out afterwards. Yeah. So that's my opinion. My starting 11. So yeah. So let me know your thoughts on that. Just drop your comments in next to it. With regards to, yeah, I know you're on about now. So I read the clown. He comments and talks shit. Sorry, Kevin. I just didn't know what he was on about there, but now I know you're on about Adrian Durham. Apologies, mate. Sorry. Now I've tried to reply to it. I've lost my comments, which is annoying. But anyway, getting used to it. Again, like I say, this is only my 7th day of doing this TV channel, and I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know in the comments. I'm doing my best. And like I say, it won't just be me. There'll be people with me just here soon. So, you know, I'm doing my best on my own. In my opinion, I'm doing my best anyway. So anyway, yeah. So going back to something I'm going to read out. I always read you out with the echo. So excuse me a second. That's the problem with going live. Don't worry, you can't get corona through a camera. Right. So here, this is what's been said today in our local city paper. Liverpool could field a new centre-back partnership as Jurgen Klopp considers midfield shake-up. Now, that is exactly what I'm thinking myself, and I have thought this. I thought long and hard last night about my lineup, so reading this out today makes me think that something has to change, and that's why I've gone for it. So just listen to this. A shot shy Liverpool without a goal in their last 3 Premier League games have a problem. Jurgen Klopp is all too aware of that. It's been 7 halves of league football since Liverpool last found the back of the net. The longest stretch since 2000 when Gerard's Hooligan men went 11 without a goal. Sunday's latest blank at home to Manchester United means the Reds have now gone 3 top flight fixtures without registering for the first spring since 2005. We faced Burnley on Thursday and they are not famous for conceding a lot of goals, said the Reds boss about the next test. In truth, the fixture list could have been a bit kinder to Liverpool as they go in search of some invention. Instead, the harsh reality of the Premier League will see them attempting to break down one of the most stubborn defensive shapes in the division on Thursday evening, and that's so true. I looked at the stats the other day. I watch all the football, so I ain't just a Liverpool fan, I'm a football fanatic. Ben Mee and Tarkowski are 2 of the best centre-backs in Europe. I don't care what anybody says just because they play for Burnley. Look at Burnley's record when them 2 play together and look at their record when they don't. It's unreal, the difference. I think their win rate goes up by about 70%, right? So instead, the harsh reality of the Premier League will see them attempting to break down one of the most stubborn defences, right? So just how does Klopp go about unlocking some creativity? Now, I've just said I reckon he should play Shaqiri behind the front 2, not have 3 up front, drop Bobby Firmino just for this game. We don't need 3 strikers all trying to do the same. We don't need Bobby dropping deep. We don't need him winning the ball back. We need straight, all-out gung-ho. And I think at this moment in time, Shaqiri's a better option to create something than Bobby is. Bobby's just off form. Don't know what's happening with him at the moment. Maybe he just needs a couple of weeks off, a bit of a break. Love Bobby, we all know that. A failure to do so could see their Premier League title disappear if we do not beat Burnley further out of sight. Now, if that sounds dramatic, now it may not be after both Manchester clubs. They play on Wednesday, so Manchester United and Man City play tomorrow, right? The champions could find themselves 6 points adrift by the time Sean Dyche's men roll into Merseyside. Perhaps this is a game for the specific qualities of Nat Phillips. Totally agree. Has to be a centre-back who can win the header, but Matip for me has to play based on the fact that he's 7 days in training. The 23-year-old is not known for his mobility, but Burnley's go long, go early tactics are employed. Then the centre-backs may be the best option against an aerial bombardment. So that's my thing behind. We cannot play Henderson at centre-back and Fabinho because they're not great in the air. And Burnley, that is Sean Dyche's team talk and training all week. It will be pump that ball, hit that centre-back area. As soon as he sees Matip and Fabinho there, or even Matip and Phillips, you know, and play Fabinho and Henderson in the midfield. Who knows? We cannot allow Burnley to have their strengths strengthened, right? Crucially, it may also give Klopp the chance to move Fabinho back into his natural place at the base of midfield. I just said that without even reading that. With Klopp confirming that Joel Matip is likely to be back in contention. Oh, he's confirming. That's brilliant. Again, I've not read this yet. This is me just going on to the Echo. So, which is, I like this actually, because then I can just read and then I can talk more about it surprising me like that just did. So Klopp's already confirmed that Matip is likely to be back in contention, which is a form of a rarely sight of an all centre-back partnership at the heart of Liverpool's defence. So the Echo believes, a little bit different to mine, the Echo believes it'll be Fabinho in midfield and it'll be Matip and Nat Phillips at centre-back based on the fact Burnley will be pumping it in the box. That's a great move, that, in my opinion, ahead of what I said. Which shows you I didn't read this Echo thing before, because I've gone for Fabinho at the back with Matip. So that may just have a positive impact on the other end of the pitch if captain Jordan Henderson is also named in the midfield with Fabinho. It was telling that 2/3 of what many people might recognise as Liverpool's best midfield was forced to operate at the back for the biggest game of the campaign against United. Both players were excellent, but surely want to be deployed in their rightful position sooner rather than later. The return of Matip, coupled with Phillips' skill set, could ease that burden for now. Elsewhere in midfield, both Gini Wijnaldum and Thiago Alcantara are vying for recalls after their respective performances against United. Thiago, who was making his Anfield debut nearly 4 months after signing, was a cut above the midfield battleground. His incisive and expansive passing range was at times a joy to watch against the Red Devils. He could be in line for a second successive start if he continues to build momentum. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and James Milner are also available to Klopp if he decides to shuffle the pack. Naby Keita, as always, is almost certain to be ruled out. He needs to, listen, he's just not fit. He just doesn't do anything. If we can get 30 million for him, you know, sell him, sell Origi for 25 million, that's 55 million. Get rid of, if Shaqiri does go in the summer for 30 million, there you go, there's the money, get Jack Grealish in my opinion. And I don't know if you've seen that lad this morning that I shared on the group last night and on my personal favourite, that Elise at Reading, What a footballer. He's 18 years old, he's left-footed, he's a central dynamic midfielder. He reminds me of Yaya Toure when he used to have them charging runs from midfield and no one could stop him when he's skipping past people. He's awesome, and I couldn't believe it when I found out Elise has an £8 million release clause in his contract. He scores goals, he skips past people, he can nip. Honestly, watch the video of Elise from Reading that Soccer AM shared on Wonder Kids from the Championship. He looks, bear in mind he's 18, we could bring him in like we did Harvey Elliott. He's 2 years older than Harvey Elliott, so he's ahead of him, and really, really unleash someone. And if it goes by what FSG stand for, which is Moneyball, which is based on buying people at amazing prices, if it don't work out, you can sell him at a greater value, or if you know, then he fits that bill unbelievably. £8 million release clause. Klopp, FSG, Edwards, everybody, get that lad in my opinion. If you haven't seen the video yet, watch it and let me know what you think. So anyway, Xherdan Shaqiri was a surprise inclusion against United as he made his first Premier League start for 13 months. The Switzerland international spot in the team was a clear indication from Klopp that he knew an injection of creativity was needed. It is still, but will he still be given another start against the Clarets? I think he will. Up top, Klopp is likely to keep faithful Firmino in the number 9 role despite his off day against United. So he's going to keep, this is what the Echo says, it's nothing to do with what I said, but I still go with, I'd play Shaqiri behind the front two. Unless he wants to keep going with Bobby, because he's very loyal to Bobby, and I've got no qualms with that at all. Attacking Minamino, this is a surprise to me. Minamino gets his goal against Palace, and to me, that was the time then, give him a run of games. Don't know what's happened. Is he training poorly? Has he gone into Klopp's office moaning? We don't see all this behind closed doors, so you don't know. There has to be a reason why he's come off that pitch against Palace and he's not featured since. Right. So that's what the Echo thinks. So this is just a short video, like I say, just giving you a little bit of a preview for Burnley. I'll do the same in part 2 tomorrow, like I always do. And keep an eye on later, I said, no predictions now, later for the prediction video for Liverpool against Burnley. You'll never walk alone.